Hello everyone, my name is Alexey and today I am going to explain you another cool and popular task from the interview. Really, this task in a bit modified variants I met twice in my interviews to different companies. Moreover, if I'm not mistaken, this task is also popular on LeetCode, and in this task we can also train usage of stack data structure. So, no more words, please like and let's start. Okay, let's move to the task and let's define what should be done. So you need to write a function which will define if the combination of braces right. So as input you will have a string of characters, and in these characters could be some braces. So it could be square brackets, parentheses and curly braces. You need to define if this string valid, so braces in this string valid and in balanced condition. So an input string if valid if open brackets must be closed by the same type of brackets, open brackets must be closed in the correct order, and every closed bracket has a corresponding open bracket of the same type. So, okay, look at the examples, and as we can see in first example we have one open parenthesis, close parenthesis, open parenthesis, and closing parenthesis, and the same for second example. In the third example, we have open square brackets, open curly braces, and open parentheses, closing curly braces, and closing square brackets. So it's true. But for fourth example, we have open parentheses, closing parentheses, and one open parenthesis. So it was not closed, so it's false. We need to return false for this combination because the number of brackets is not balanced. And the same for the last example. So as we can see, we have open square parents and open curly braces. So we have open square bracket, then open curly brace, and then we have closing square bracket, so it's not valid. So this combination of braces is not valid, really. And we need to return false to it. I hope you understood the task, and let's move to our solution. Okay, let's move to our solution and we will do it step by step. And firstly, I need to pay attention of additional characters except the braces. So as we can see in our strings, in our examples, we can see question mark, for, plus, x, 50, etc. And we need somehow to define only braces. We need to create two strings with like start braces and end braces, which will help us to define if the character in string is brace, or we need to skip it while we will iterate through characters of a specific string. So we can create two variables, so const start braces, and it will be bracket, parenthesis, and curly brace. And also we need to define end braces. It will be also string, but with curly brace, parentheses, and also square bracket. So we will have an opportunity to, for example, use includes or etc. So like on this string, and we now can easily define if the character is brace and if it's start brace or end brace. Okay, maybe for now it's not so clear, but let's move on and I will explain further paths. Okay, now we can define start braces and end braces, and it's time to think in which way we need to solve this task. And I propose to use stack data structure. And what is stack? So stack is a linear data structure that accompanies a principle known as LIFO, so last in, first out, or first in, last out. So real life examples of a stack are a deck of cards, piles of books, piles of money, and many more. So as we can see, we will push our items in the end of our stack, and by some condition we will pop these values or items. And how it can be implement it, and let's try to look at the example. So for example, we will have first string, and what will be first? So first we will have empty array, so it will be empty array. First step, we will push to our stack start brace, so it will be with start brace. Then we will ignore these characters, and then we will see with our start brace, we will see end brace, so we will see end brace. We will compare, so if the last element is start and our new element is end, so it's like full parentheses, and we need to remove this element from the stack, so our stack will be empty. Then we will have another open brace, so we will push it into the stack. Then we will see closing parentheses, and we will look at this closing parentheses, we'll compare with the last element of our stack, and stack will be empty, so it will be valid parentheses. So when we will see empty stack in the end of our operation, we will return true. And let's also look at run example. So let's see this run example, and as we can see, we will have 50 open parentheses, closing parentheses, and open parentheses without closing parentheses. So from the start we will have an empty array, then we will push open parentheses in this array, then we will see that we have closing parentheses, so here, and our stack will be empty, and then we will see open parentheses, we will push it into our stack, and in the end of operation our stack won't be empty, and that's run variant, and we will return false. Also, the same thing with this example, with the last example. So let's paste it here. And so from the start, our stack will be empty. And we will push to our stack open bracket. So we will push bracket here. And at the second move, we will push also bracket and curly brace. Yes? Cool. So it looks like here. Then we will see closing bracket, but in our array we have bracket and curly brace, and we see closing bracket. Yes, and it's not matching with the last element of our stack. Yes, and it's wrong placing, and we need to return false. Cool. So now we understand how to solve this problem using stack, and I will code this for you. So now we have to create a map with our open and closing braces. So let's create it. So const braces map, it equals to new map, and here we need to define our brackets. So first element will be closing and second element will be open. The same thing we need to do for our parentheses and for our square brackets. Cool. And we have braces map, so it will be a key value. Why I'm using map instead of object? Yes, you can use also an object, but if you are not going to transform data into JSON, you have to use map because it's faster than regular objects. Then let's create a stack, so it will be an array, so as we can see here. So const stack equals to our empty array. And then we need to create a loop and loop through our string. So for e, so it will be string length, and we need to write here some logic. And in our cycle, we will take our character. So const character, and it will be string I. We will take our character by index from our string. And then we need to write a couple of conditions. If start braces includes our character. We need to push it in our stack. So stack push our character. Yes, cool. And then we need to write two other conditions which will be responsible for checking if our brace in the end of the stack is okay and is stacking with our new coming character. Okay, now we need to handle situation when we will have any type of end brace in our character. So else if end braces includes our character, we need to execute some logic. So firstly, we need to get the latest value from our stack. So we need to create variable last, and it will be equals to stack pop. Stack pop will remove the last element and return it into variable last. And then we just need to compare it according to our map. So if braces map get last equals to, get character equals to last, all is okay. But we need to handle negative scenario. So if these two characters are not equal, we need to return false. What will be happened? So for example, we will have as last element, for example, our parenthesis, and we need to get it get from character, for example, end braces. So end brace will be our closing parenthesis, and then we are getting for closing parenthesis our open parenthesis, and if they are matching, so through this map, we will return true. If they are not matching, so for example, for this character, we will have, for example, like this one. So we need to return false because it's not valid, not balanced braces. Yes, yes. And we just need, as we discussed, return our stack length. So we need to return true if our stack length equals to 0. So stack length equals to 0. Cool. And that's it. It's complete solution. And let's test it out. So let's run our code, node index.js, and we will see needed result. So true, 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 and false as last value. So how we can solve this task, and this solution will be pretty acceptable, and I proposed this solution to my interviewers and they accepted it, and finally I passed interviews. And approximately I spent on this task maybe 7 minutes from the scratch, from the explanation to solution. It's pretty common task and you need to have an ability to solve it. Okay, in this video we look at solving a basic interview problem, repeated a data structure such as stack, and solved problem using an effective method. Suggest your options for solving various problems in the comments, and you can also ask me to analyze one of the problems that you met during the interview. So please like, subscribe, stay tuned, please follow my Telegram channel and check the description. Bye.